In today's video, Steven and I are gonna do the impossible. We're gonna build Yu-Gi-Oh decks from nothing.
Well, from a hat. And there's a bunch of decks in the hat represented by pieces of paper. These are half decks. Have you ever taken just 2 decks and smashed them together? 2 archetypes, frogs and Paleozoics. They got some synergy, right? Smash them together. That's a full deck.
You're gonna be handed a mini main deck of 20 cards and a mini extra deck of 5 cards. You're gonna get a total of 6, and from those 6, you gotta pick 2 to smash together, and then you're gonna duel.
Yep, so I will pick, for example, 3 random decks from this hat. I get to pick one of them.
Yep.
Then you get 3, you pick one. I get 3 more, pick one, you get 3, pick one. By the end of this, we'll each have 40 cards.
Yes.
With a couple extra deck monsters, but they're gonna be archetypes that maybe have synergy, maybe don't, right? Because it's gonna depend on what we pull.
And we had some specific parameters for designing all these different little mini packs.
Yeah.
If you guys wanna know what those parameters are, links down below to the rules, as well as to all the neurons for all the different packs that are already in here. If you guys wanna make your own, or give us suggestions on ones we can improve. I promise y'all are better deck builders than us. We would love to hear your suggestions.
Also, we would love to hear what you think we should call this format. Because we're smashing them together. Smash format is what we first thought of, but decks from a hat's kind of fun. But with that said, Steven, there's nothing to do but draft our decks.
Let's go.
I get to go first, so the way this works, I have to draw 3 random decks from the hat, and then that is what I have to draft from. There's a lot of options in here. Let's see what we got. Up first, Through the Looking Glass. This is Malice as the core. I don't know that Malice combos that well. It's a very strong deck, but also if you don't have like a full Malice build, it can be kind of inconsistent. So I actually don't know how much I like that. Salamandra is the Flame Swordsman deck that he built. Hopefully there's something that I built here. No punks. That's what we're going for, baby. Huge punk player. I built this one. I'm very excited for it. This is it. All right, so these 2 go back in. Maybe Steven gets those.
This is going to be super exciting. Steven and I have been talking about this format pretty much since we tried to start this YouTube channel together, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I know the ones he's going to probably be eyeing for are things like Labyrinth, Mimighoul, and maybe even Exorcisters probably, but there's some that I made that I'm really excited about. So let's go and take a look at these 3 that I've picked right now. We've got Through the Looking Glass. That's the Malice one. That's probably going to be one of the strongest. We've got PK Fire. That is the Phantom Knight one. And then we've got WBB. That is the Tri-Brigade one. Let's see. So the way we built these is like, 12 engine, 4 consistency / engine, and then 4 non-engine. I don't remember exactly what the non-engines are in the PK and Tri-Brigade one, but gosh, if anyone's ever seen me play Advanced right now, you know I'm a big fan of the Malice archetype. And I actually think they're pretty splashable. You're locked into Link monsters, but there's probably a ton of different Link decks in this Decks from a Hat. I think I'm gonna pick that one, and I'm gonna be pretty happy about it. Go ahead and put these 2 back in, and get Steven back in here.
All right, 3 more. There's 1, 2, 3. All right, what do we get? Religious Roommates. This is Exo-Sisters, a deck that I love. And honestly, it's not that bad with punks because punks can get their full combo without using their normal summon. Exo-Sisters technically can also. So like if I open Martha or if I open like Emergency Teleport, then I can actually use one of the engines and then end with the other ones. WBB. Of course it means Winged Beast, Beast Warrior, and Beasts. This is the Tri-Brigade one. Very, very cool set. Kind of similar in that you don't really need your normal summon depending on what you opened, but normal summon arguably more important there. That's all Link. This is all Xyz, and I mean, Punk's basically synchro, so interesting. We'll see what the last one is. Lady Bowie. That is Labyrinth. Ooh, that's interesting. Now I gotta think about the strengths and weaknesses of each one. I mean, Labyrinth is great going first. Punk is pretty good going second. I think it's gotta be Labyrinth. All right, we're gonna go Lady Bowie. We got Labyrinth and Punk. Let's have some fun.
I know Steven has his 2 ready, so let's just do this one at a time, folks, and see what we got here. We already have Malice, which I'm very happy about. The next one is, face down, it is Ryziel Rollout. That is the Ryziel mini deck that we built, and we're already on Malice, so that is one we might avoid, even though they are very powerful. One nice thing is that I know Steven does not have that. The next one is going to be PK Fire. Ooh, this could give us some Link access. Let's see, come on, give me something good. Ha! It is Religious roommates. That is the Exorcister one. It would have been better if we had the Ryziel pack. To me, I think it's pretty obvious. We're gonna choose Phantom Knights, PK Fire, with Malice. Steven's going down.
We're back.
Oh, we're so back,
How do you feel about yours?
I have been thinking about it since I picked the two. At first, I was a little let down because I got one that I thought would be really hard to mix with, but then I realized when I picked my second one, oh my gosh, these actually mix perfectly, and I cannot wait to show Steven how.
Wait, the first one you picked would be tough to mix with. That's just bad
Yeah.
picking for the first draft.
When I saw it, I had to pick it.
I picked one. My first one was an obvious pick for myself.
Okay.
And my second pick isn't perfect synergy, but there's a little bit of synergy in terms of just like, there's different strengths to the
Sure.
two halves that I got, but I don't think I'm like doing anything crazy with mine. New format, brand new style of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I literally dreamt about this all night last night because I knew what we were doing. Unfortunately, most of them were nightmares because I was losing. I don't know why. That's probably a bad sign
Get that outta here,
for what's
yeah.
going to happen today. But Steven, are you ready to smash?
Let's do it.
Bam!
Only way
Did
I
that
know
work?
how to.
It kind of. They kind
Ooh.
of smashed. We have a lot of these sleeves, so sorry to anybody who doesn't like watching sleeves get destroyed.
But if you do like watching these awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos and want to see more, be sure to subscribe to this channel because we're going to do fun stuff like this all the time.
And let us know in the comment section which Steven you're rooting for. Trust us, we'll know.
Do you want to roll for high?
Let's roll for high. Who gets to go first?
That is a 7. Perfectly average.
Dead even. Watch me get a 9.
That's 3.
They were the 3.
I'm going first, baby.
Understandable.
Not a doubt in my mind. Okay, let me go ahead and draw my opening hand of 5 cards. This will be the first 5 cards of either Smash format or decks from a hat. Let's see if it's a good one. Well, you're gonna know pretty quickly, I think, which deck I ended up with.
Yeah?
Off of this. So,
Okay.
stand by main phase. I'm gonna normal summon Malice P. Dormouse.
Yeah.
It's like we're testing for YCSs.
The amount of times I've had to play against this deck. Because
Against-
you love this
Against
deck.
me playing this deck, too.
Yes.
So anything on summon?
No.
I'm going to declare her effect and banish a Malice monster from my deck. Malice P. White Rabbit. So all my Malice cards have the effect that when they're banished, I can pay 300 life points and do a thing. Usually that thing is summoning them from the banishment. So
Yes.
I'm going to pay 300 and summon White Rabbit.
Okay.
She's going to come to the field, and then on summon, I can set a Malice trap card from the deck.
Okay. Typically you would go into like the trap that would let you summon from deck or something, and your stuff can do stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
Malice TB11. Yep, like you said, that is the E-Tally, but we'll more on that later. Let's
Sure.
go ahead and link these two into Haggard Lizardos, the
Yes!
honorary Malice monster. Basically, I can use this effect and pay the cost by banishing a monster from my graveyard. That is 2 less attack.
And I can Ghost Ogre that guy.
Ghost Ogre on the Haggard.
Yeah. This might give away what one of my deck options was that I picked.
But it does do for cost, so I will be able to pay 300 and summon the Dormouse, because as you mentioned, we have not used their effect yet.
But now you don't get to bring it back a second time if you banish it with that trap. You've already committed your normal summon. That feels like a very high value Ghost Ogre.
This does put me in a bit of a sticky wicket, as the kids like to say.
I don't think a kid has ever said that once.
You've never been to London, then. I think I'll just pass it over to you, then. Go straight to end phase. That ogre was good enough.
That's what I like to see. I'm going to start off by activating the effect in my hand. I love the name of this deck. I love the way this deck plays. No punks!
Oh!
Foxy Tune. I can send this card from my hand or field to the graveyard as cost, and then for effect, I send a card from my hand to the graveyard, and if I do, I send a punk or a special summon a punk monster from my deck. So cost, I'll discard Foxy Tune. Anything?
No.
I will also discard Arias, the Labyrinth Butler.
Ooh, so we have a mixture of Punk plus Labyrinth.
Punk plus Labyrinth, exactly.
Not exactly the most obvious synergies there, but let's see what happens.
You know, I think it's all right. I'm going to summon Zeamin. And I guess we'll go in defense mode, just to be safe.
Sure.
This one allows me to pay 600 life points to search my deck for a Punk monster and add it to my hand. Activate Punk Jam Extreme Session. This says, if a Punk monster paid life points to activate its effect, I can draw a card. I also, once per turn, can banish a Punk card from my graveyard to special summon a Punk monster from my hand.
Okay.
I will use that first effect, banishing Foxy Tune, to special summon a punk monster from my hand. Is that okay?
I will chain Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit.
Oh!
Just like you did to me, I'm gonna do it to your field spell.
I did not realize that you had that too.
Mwahaha.
I am actually, I think, happier that you did that, because now I will activate Xiaomin's effect, paying 600 life points to search for a punk monster.
All right.
I don't get all the value of the draws from Extreme Session now, but I still get to add Shirakusai to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I have not normal summoned yet, so I will normal summon Shirakusai. Mm-hmm. Pay 600 to fusion summon, and I will fusion summon from my hand Madame Spider, along with Shirakusai.
I thought about the rabbit, but like, there's no way to keep you off an extra deck monster. You can either synchro, you could go for a fusion. So I figured I'd just get rid of the field spell
Rising
and stop
Carp.
all your follow-up.
Yeah, the field spell gets out of control. I'm going to special summon Psychic Wheelator from my hand just for fun.
Sure.
Seems kind of cool. And then I will tribute Rising Carp to special summon 2 punk monsters that are not level 8 from my deck.
That is fine.
I'll special summon Deer Note, and I will special summon. Still go Wagong just because he's not really useful anymore. Now I will synchro Wagong and Deer Note to special summon the level 8 punk synchro monster, Punk Jam Dragon Drive. This monster, if it's summoned by the effect of a punk card or synchro summon, I can pay 600 life points and then take a level 3 psychic monster from my deck and either add it to my hand or send it to the graveyard. I will activate that effect.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to grab myself another Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit.
It is a psychic.
For the follow-up. Yep, that's why it makes sense for it to be in this deck. I guess you just wanted to have fun with yours. I guess this would have formed a chain. Technically, when Deer Note goes to the graveyard from the field, I can special summon a punk from my graveyard.
Sure.
So that would have been Chain Link 1. Chain Link 2 would have been Dragon Drive,
Sure,
which
sure.
adds this to hand. Now Deer Note would summon from graveyard. And we are going to summon Rising Carp. All right, and from this position, I'm going to synchro Jam Dragon Drive and Psychic Wheelator. Yukio Punk Amazing Dragon.
It's the mat. It's the mat.
It is the mat! I'm using all the punks. When this guy is summoned, I can bounce cards on the field up to the number of level 3 psychic monsters in my graveyard. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because Psychic Wheelator, but I will only choose 2. I will bounce both Dormouse and your trap.
And if I activated this, you could summon back your guys, because I'm responding to
Yes,
this.
because you are responding to
So
the
I'm
effect.
not going to do that. I'm just going to take my 2 cards back to my hand.
Next, I will synchro these 2 into Psychic and Punisher.
Whoa!
This guy is one of, if not the most powerful synchro monster ever printed. He's rarer to summon because level 11 is not that popular, but in terms of just what he does, insane. If my life points are lower than yours, he is unaffected by your cards and effects. And I can pay 1,000 life points, target a monster I control and a card you control, and I banish both. And at the start of the battle phase, both of our battle phases, I can make this card gain attack equal to the difference in life points between me and you.
Is that a quick effect?
It just activates at the beginning of the battle phase.
Okay, any battle phase.
And because Yukio Punk Rising Carp was used as synchro material, I can target a punk synchro monster on my field. It can make 2 attacks this turn. I will target Amazing Dragon.
Yes.
Enter battle phase.
Sure.
Psychic and Punisher will pump himself up. I will attack for 3,000, 3,000,
Ouch.
and like
Ouch.
whatever 5,000 that he is.
Mega dead.
Woo! We did it.
I just got punked.
You got punked.
On to game 2. Time for my redemption. I'll go first.
Understandable.
And this time I can show you what the real power of my deck is. You didn't even get to see what the other half of my deck was.
I did not. No.
I'm going to show you the other part of my deck by normal summoning Armageddon Knights. When this card is summoned, I can send 1 dark monster from my deck to the graveyard.
Okay, let's see what it is. I have an idea because I put that in one of the ones that I built.
Armageddon Knight, I'm going to go ahead and send the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. And then what's really cool about the Phantom Knights cards is that once they're in the graveyard, you can actually banish them and get all kinds of really cool searches of other cards.
Yep, very cool card. This is one of my favorites.
Yep, using Ancient Cloak, I'm now going to search for any the Phantom Knights card, and that's
From
going to
your
be the Phantom Knights of Shade, Bringadine.
There it is.
What this card lets me do is I can set it, and then if I have no trap cards in my grave, I can actually activate it in the same turn, and it can become a level 4 lower monster that's also a dark.
Notably, I think this is like the only spell or trap that's called the Phantom Knights card. All the other ones, for some reason, just say Phantom Knights, like Fogblade and stuff like that. So this one can search the trap.
And specifically because it is a Phantom Knights card, I can use the Silent Boots that's in my hand and now summon it straight to the field.
Okay.
And now normally you could do like a rank 4 play here, but because I have 3 dark monsters, I can just go straight into the boss monster of this deck, the Phantom Knights of Shade. Of Rusty Bardiche.
There it is.
Anything on summon of Rusty Bardiche.
Nothing on summon, you're good?
Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and use the effect of my Rusty Bardiche, and I'm going to banish... sorry, not banish. I'm going to send from deck to my grave a Phantom Knights monster, then set a Phantom Knights spell trap from my deck. I'm going to send Phantom Knights of Torn Scales to get the Phantom Knights, or sorry, to get Phantom Knights Fogblade, the best interruption in all of Phantom Knights. More
Very
about that
good card.
later. I'm then going to use the effect of Island Boots to banish itself and search for any Phantom Knights spell trap.
Yep.
I'm going to get a second Fogblade.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. This will go into my
understandable.
hand. And then on a new chain, because a Phantom Knights monster was banished, Torn Scales will now summon themselves.
Yes, they will.
Boom, there they are.
Ooh, this is interesting what you can do here.
I'm going to use the effect of Torn Scale to discard Dotscaper from my hand. This will let me send another Phantom Knight monster from my deck to the graveyard. Phantom Knight Ragged Gloves. And then Dotscaper has a new chain. When it's sent to the graveyard, I can summon him to the field.
Yes, you can. A big butt, 2100.
Yes, but it's unimportant for now because I'm just going to link these two off.
And then Torn Scales is banished, notably.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm going to summon SP Little Knights.
Oh!
A little bit of extra forms of interruption. This card is basically the ultimate tag outer, ultimate banisher of your cards.
Yeah.
More on what they can do later. And then I'm just going to set 3 cards face down.
What? What the?
Yeah, the hand was a little awkward, honestly, not being able to go into my Malice engine, but this seems pretty good. We have an interruption, of 2 Fogblades plus 2 mystery cards.
So I'm going to assume they're 2 Malice traps.
You can assume whatever you'd like. I'm thinking if there's anything else I want to do, there is not. Over to you, my friend.
All right, let's see what I draw. Emergency Teleport. Special summon a level 3 or lower psychic monster from my deck. We're going to special summon Gagaku Punk Wagon. I will activate his effect, paying 600 life points to search my deck for a Punk spell. I will grab Punk Jam Extreme Session. I will activate Punk Jam Extreme Session.
Anything on resolution?
No.
I'm going to activate Cosmic Cyclone, paying 1,000 life points. I'm going to target that friend.
Interesting.
Go to 70.
Okay, so you have generic back row removal in there.
Yes, sir.
Well, I know you have 2 Fog Blades, Unknown, and then that Little Knight. I'm going to activate the effect of No Punk Foxy Tune, discarding it. The effect will be I send a card from my hand to the graveyard and then special summon a non-level 8 Punk monster from my deck. I'll discard Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle.
Ah, yes. The classic Punk synergy with Labyrinth. They're just discard fodder for your Punk effects. Got it.
Yeah, classic. We're going to go ahead and summon Deer Note. I'm going to Synchro Summon Punk Jam Dragon Drive. I will Chainlink 1, activate Dragon Drive. Chainlink 2, activate Deer Note. So pay 600, and then Deer Note will attempt to summon from graveyard, and Dragon Drive would search from deck. Do you have anything on to add to the chain?
Let's chain SP Little Knight targeting themselves and Dragon Drive.
Okay.
To banish.
Sure. So these banish, then Deer Note will summon from my graveyard the Foxy Tune, and then Dragon Drive will search my decks. Let's go Ghost Ogre.
Okie dokie.
All right, I'm gonna normal summon Yukio Punk Shirakusai. Pay 600, attempt to fusion summon using Punk monsters from my hand or field. I'm gonna fusion 2 monsters from my hand.
Okay.
Foxy Tune and Zayamin.
Wow, you just drew all the Punkies this game.
Special summon Rising Carp. Anything on summon?
No.
All right, I'm going to tribute Rising Carp to special summon 2 non-level 8 Punk monsters from my deck.
Okay.
We're gonna summon Zayamin and Madame Spider. Pay 600 with Madame Spider to search for a Punk trap card. I'll grab Dangerous Gabu.
And that's just the negate, right?
Yeah. Pay 600 to search my deck for a Punk monster.
Okay, go to 5.
We're gonna grab Ogre Dance. Well, I guess this is the one I haven't used,
That's the
but
one,
this is just the one that searches another one, basically.
Roger.
But it's same thing as Foxy Tune. I can tribute a Punk on the field to summon it from hand.
Roger, yeah.
And I will do just that. I will tribute Zayamin to special summon Ogre Dance. Anything here?
No.
I will synchro Madame Spider and Ogre Dance to summon Amazing Dragon. Target cards you control up to a number of level 3 psychics. I have 1, 2, 3 with different names. So I will target, I don't think it's gonna matter, but I'll go 1, 2, 3.
I will chain Fogblade targeting.
That is fair, yes. Synchro these 2 into Psychic and Punisher.
Yes, and we've been here, but this guy can be targeted, right?
No.
Well, this monster is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects.
Yes.
But once I have less, it will be.
Now, what's the life points difference between us?
2,000.
2,000. What am I at?
5,000.
And you're at
7,000.
7,000. So if I attack with Psychic End Punisher over your Rusty Bardiche, but I don't choose to increase his attack, I will still be less life points than you. Alternatively, I can use Psychic End Punisher, paying 1,000 to banish both of our monsters. And then when I enter battle phase, he will be 6,500. Notably, barely not enough to kill you.
W's.
But very close. I'm gonna pay 1,000 life points.
All right, you go to 4.
Banish my Amazing Dragon and your Rusty Bardiche.
Rusty Bardiche is now banished.
Enter battle phase.
Yes.
He gains 3,000 attack points.
Yes.
Equal to the difference in our life points. He is 6,500. I am gonna hit you for 6,500. You're down to 500 life
5K.
points. Main phase 2, I'll set a card. Could be anything.
Could be anything.
And I'll pass my turn.
In the end phase, SP will come back.
And so we'll jam Dragon Drive. There we go.
All right, I will draw for turn.
500 life points left. You can only use one Malice effect.
Let's use the effect of Ragged Gloves. I'm gonna banish itself to dump. From
Yes.
Let's go ahead and send Torn Scales. I'm going to use the effect of Fogblade in the graveyard to banish it and then summon from grave.
That's good.
I'm gonna summon Torn Scales. Anything here?
No.
I'm gonna declare the effect of Torn Scales, discarding TV11.
I will Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit your Torn Scale. Sure.
This will get destroyed, and I dump.
It's banished though, because
It is
Fogblade brought it
banished.
back. Yeah.
Leaves the field, yes. Ancient Cloak.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Ancient Cloak. I'm gonna get. Let's get Stained Greaves.
Okay.
I'm gonna normal summon Stained Greaves. Let's go ahead and link into Haggard Lizard Dose.
Haha!
Anything on summon.
No.
I'm gonna declare the effect, banishing Dotscaper for cost, and my target will be your Psychic End Punisher.
So that would turn my monster's attack into
zero.
0. So I think that one I should just Dangerous Gabu, negate the effect.
Yep, and I'm just gonna go ahead and concede the game there because all I have is a Fogblade and 06.
Ah, that is the one that you needed. All you needed was a name.
All I needed was a name at all, and I think this game becomes very different.
True.
But it happens. It turns out I lost to just Punks. Didn't even get a chance to really use any Labyrinth cards.
I
Didn't really
did
draw
not.
any.
Yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment. I think the Labyrinths would have been cool to see, but the Punks are so powerful on their own.
100%.
We didn't even get to see the field spell.
No.
You did a great job of controlling the field spell both duels. If that had gone off, I draw 2 cards, and I get an extra body on field just from that alone. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's probably an argument of like SP on my Torn Scales and your Dragon Drive, and then you would be forced to use this now.
Yeah.
And then I would still keep, because it doesn't destroy my monster, right? It just...
No.
Yeah, so...
What I actually should have done, though, and I also misplayed, I should have Dangerous Gabu'd, and then you probably Little Knight to dodge it, and then I Ghost Ogre Little Knight. So that way... Yes, you still get the effect off, but you don't have the body on field, and then I've dealt with Little Knight.
It's really rough for my deck specifically because like I need to keep like link rating in play, and bodies are super important. I even have like really free bodies like Kashtira as the non-engine for this because all Malice needs is like bodies that don't take up your normal summon, and you can just party.
This was a fun format. I would do this again in a heartbeat. This was awesome.
100%. I mean, we have so many decks that we didn't even get a chance to try.
Right?
And we're probably going to make more after you guys have some recommendations for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content, check out this video right here. YouTube thinks it's really good. You should totally watch it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. We have more stuff coming soon.
And don't forget to let us know, is it Smash format or is it decks from a hat?